With the NBA season just 2 months from starting, we're finally starting to hear about our Boston Celtics schedule. Today we have just learned who we're going to be playing on opening night, when and where our Christmas Day game is going to be played, and when our rematch against the Dallas Mavericks is going to be. I'm your host, Godfrey Sympre. This is another episode of Celtics Digest, and I'm super excited to bring you guys this news. Man, subscribe to Celtics Digest to listen to all your latest trades, rumors, and all news about our Boston Celtics, man. And without further ado, let's get started. Make sure you guys grab yourself a snack, man. The biggest thing I want to talk about is, before we get into the big games, I just want to remind everybody about our preseason games and who we're playing, and when they are. Our first two preseason games are going to be in Dubai, where we're playing the Denver Nuggets on the 4th and the 6th. And then after that, we're going to be in Boston for 2 straight games, playing against the 76ers and the Raptors on the 12th and 13th respectively. After that, we're going to be playing the Raptors again on the 15th in Toronto. And it's going to be fun to see how we're gonna play these teams. You know, the rotations. Obviously, it's gonna be preseason, so we're not gonna take too much away from it if we win or lose. But it's gonna be nice to see who we're gonna be playing, how the rotations are gonna look like, and what we can really think of going into the season. Now, bringing up the biggest thing I wanted to talk about with you guys today is the opening night schedule has finally released, and Shams has just told us who we're gonna be playing, where, and when. Obviously, we're going to be playing at home, but it's going to be against the new look New York Knicks on the 22nd at home. And I'm super excited to watch this game, man. I'm possibly going to be in attendance playing this team at home on ring night. Banner 18 finally dropping for us to all look at is something that I'm super excited to see. Everyone's been waiting for Banner 18 since the 2010s, and man, I just can't wait to see this banner drop. Obviously, we're playing a big team, a big game already against the New York Knicks. And this new look team, they just added Mikal Bridges this summer. They've also kept their main core of guys with Julius Randle staying, Mitchell Robinson, Jalen Brunson, obviously, Josh Hart, and Dante DiVincenzo, which makes them a very good team, and a team that we could possibly see in later down in the playoffs, maybe Eastern Conference Finals, who even knows. But definitely it's going to be a great test to show where the Celtics are and where the Knicks are at that point in the beginning of the season. The good thing is we're going to play them 3 more times after, obviously because they're in the same conference as us. I'm super excited to watch this game. It's going to give us that early big game 1 test, just to show if we're going to have any pre-game jitters or maybe a championship hangover, which I don't expect to see. I'm super excited to see this banner drop. But after that, we don't really know the schedule yet. The schedule is supposed to come out in a couple weeks, but we do know who we're going to be playing on Christmas Day. Now, Christmas Day is another big important game. On Christmas Day, we're going to be playing the 76ers. And we're going to be playing another new look team off the bat, very early in the season. The 76ers, they just added Paul George. Obviously, they have Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, a lot of good players on that team. And it's going to be another test. It's going to be another home game. We have seen the Celtics kind of have that upper hand on the 76ers for a couple of years now. So it's going to be super nice to see if we can get another W versus this team, which I genuinely expect. Christmas Day is always that day where everyone's at the table watching these NBA games. Particularly the NBA games on Christmas Day do hit a little bit different, and I'm super excited to watch. Now, the 76ers, they do bring another challenge with the addition of Paul George now. Different from having, they had Tobias Harris in the past. They've also added a couple other players this offseason. But I definitely think with this new look and adding Paul George is going to be another challenge for the Celtics. But I definitely think we have enough firepower to beat them consistently this season. And if we possibly play them in the playoffs, I definitely think we can beat them there. Now, going up into the last big game I have for us to share is our finals rematch versus the Dallas Mavericks. This game right here, obviously we only play them 2 times this year because they are a Western opponent, but It's going to be very, very big, two big games. We play them in January and we play them in February. January 25th in Dallas and February 6th in Boston. Now, the Dallas Mavericks, they added two quite important players to their roster. They added Klay Thompson and Najee Marshall, which I'm excited to see how they look, they obviously have Kyrie Irving, we don't really need to talk about him much, but they have Luka Doncic, one of the premier top 5 players in this league. I definitely think this is going to be another great matchup, seeing how much the Mavs have got better and how much we're going to be better by that chance. Hopefully, at that point in the season, we're going to have Kristaps back because we know he's going to miss a beginning chunk of the season. But hopefully, at that point in January and February, he's going to be back, playing with us, showing us when we're at full strength how much of a better team we are than the Dallas Mavericks. I definitely think with these 3 games that I just showed you guys today, we're definitely going to be going 3-0 or 3-0, 4-0. We might slip up a game here or there to Dallas or maybe another team, but I definitely think on ring night and versus the 76ers, we are going to win these games comfortably. I'm super excited to watch these games. I'm definitely going to try to get to one of these games that I just showed, and if you guys are there, just holler at me. But the biggest thing here is that the schedule is finally released and we have a lot of great opponents on the roster. I'm wishing we could get a couple more games, hopefully soon get released. We don't know when the schedule is actually going to come out. Hopefully it comes out in a couple weeks from now or, comes out, as soon as possible because obviously there's a couple more games that we all want to see. We want to see when we play the Bucks. We want to see when we play a team like Oklahoma City Thunder. And obviously the games like versus the Lakers are always big. I just, I'm super excited for this schedule. I'm super excited for this next upcoming season to see if we can go back to back. That's the biggest thing. The Celtics, a lot of teams have a lot of championship hangovers and they don't go back to back. But I definitely think we have the best chance to win a championship this year with us being the early odds-on favorites. Now, there's a lot of teams now coming back with better additions like the Knicks, like the Mavs who've added those players, and the 76ers with Paul George. But even though Paul George is one of the older players in the league, I definitely think that might be a little step up for them because they did have Tobias Harris in the past, and he was not one of those players that was as consistent as Paul George. But Paul George, in his own right, is not one of those consistent players either. Now, thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know how many games do you think the Celtics are going to win this season. How many of these games that I showed you that the Celtics are going to win. And without further ado, man, I'm your host, Godfrey Sympre. This is another episode of Celtics Digest, and I'm going to see you guys later, man. Have a good one.